the Chow Time Pod. It's your host, Red. I got a video today from Brett Cooper. DailyWire is talking about us. Wondering what they're going to say. Let's see. Please like and subscribe down below. I'd really appreciate that. Let's get to that chow. It's chow time.
Welcome back to the comment section. I'm Brett Cooper. There is a new dating trend in the world right now. I guess relationship trend is the better way to say it. And it has made its way into the digital conversation. And honestly,
they're a little late on it, but they're the Daily Wire. They're a little bit more on the conservative side of things. So
it makes a lot of sense. When I saw this, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe this wasn't happening earlier. It surrounds a certain type of man, a passport bro. So today we're going to talk about that and why these passport bros should wake up Western women everywhere. But before we get into that, make sure that you like this video, subscribe to the channel if you've not already.
Sounds like she's with us so far. I'm liking her so far. Actually, they don't watch this, so let's see where it goes.
And ring that notification bell so that you never miss a comment section or off the clock episode. All right, so here are...
Yeah, she dropped this episode yesterday, and I saw it, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna do an episode on this as soon as I get to it. So
are some definitions of passport bros. This is from Urban Dictionary in a serious academic publication. Y'all are gonna lose it over this. Passport bros: men who understand that Western women have drunk the Kool-Aid past the point of no return and got their passports to enjoy happiness and peace with fit, friendly foreign women. Here's another one. Passport bros are a new phenomenon.
That one's not a bad definition. Let's look at the next ones.
Of Western men who are deciding to go to Asia and elsewhere to find traditional and feminine women to wife up because they are either annoyed at the insanely high standards that modern Western women hold, or they don't share the extreme woke values, or because Western women can be hypocrites who want a provider man, but they won't clean or cook.
Ooh, this is a fucking long-ass definition. I'll go with it. I'm not a fan of definitions that shit on women. You know, if it's like, oh, because Western women are trash, this is why passport bros are leaving. No. Passport bros, we're leaving to find better lives, you know, and if we happen to find women, it's great, you know, like we're not leaving because, oh, we think women here are trash. No, we just want to find better women. That's it. I just take out that trash part or any type of derogatory term towards our women here. Just say, no, we just want better women and more women that have the traits that we're looking for. That's all. It's so much better this way. We get less fucking flack from women. And if we keep this definition very concise this way, they can't say shit.
Western American women. What the f is going on? How did we allow this to happen? The men are literally fleeing.
This should be the reaction that women have when they hear this type of news. What the fuck? People are leaving? What's going on? But no, it's we passport bros always get the opposite. It's like, oh, let them leave. They're just dusty persons anyways.
They are running away from us. By 2030, 50% of American women are going to be single, and we are letting men run away to Asia. I told you guys, it should wake us all up. This is shocking. These are the consequences of feminism. Point blank, not only do we have to leave the house and work, which is the fault of the early feminists, and that's a joke because I do actually like working, but still, the point, you get it. But not only do we have to do that, but men are literally running away from Western women. It's like a reverse green card marriage. Here's a good little hype reel.
It's funny that they say it's the reverse green card.
For passport bros to get you into it, they actually have Candace in here, which I really love. Again, it makes so much sense.
I only want you for the money and the coat and for the bills. That's it. If you ain't getting my hair done, if you ain't getting my nails done, if you ain't doing nothing for me, then I don't need you here.
I really do believe that modern feminism encourages male absence. It encourages it because it's become toxic. All of their examples.
Of course she loves Candace Owens. They're like best friends. They're both part of the Daily Wire.
The idea of what it means to be a man now is toxic. They think, oh, this is a man. Masculinity is wrong.
A lot of points
There's something inherently wrong with being a masculine man.
Everything.
This version of feminism today, we have women that are basically promoting men should act like women, right? And women should act like men. There's all of this confusion. You can pick your gender, you can do what you want, and ultimately what I think it's doing is feeding into this idea of a breakdown of the family.
All of that was spot on. Every single one of those clips. Again, I can tell you guys, it makes sense. Like the moment I saw the definition, I was like, oh my God, yes, like obviously.
I don't know if it's only conservative women that like seeing this kind of headline, like, oh shit, it makes sense. Or is it just like all women that are not feminists, right? It's hard to tell because Daily Wire is quite conservative. I mean, Jordan Peterson's on the Daily Wire, but you know, when women come on and speak on the subject, it's hard to tell if this is a regular reaction that a regular woman would have or a conservative woman would have when they hear a headline like this. I assume that most women hear this type of headline, they would have very similar reactions that she did when I first kind of got into the passport bro stuff, but it wasn't the case.
They're running away. American feminist women, I don't even just want to say American, but just like Western feminist women, they have these...
You don't have to say feminist, you say modern women.
Impossibly high specific standards. Like, I want you to treat me this way. I want you to buy everything for me and do everything for me, but you can't be toxically masculine. You can't look like this. You got to be like this. I want you to be Harry Styles, but I want you to fund my entire life. But I hate you. I hate men. I hate the patriarchy. I don't want to take care of you. I don't want to have your kids. I hate
but I have to do more stuff from her.
Like, no wonder men are confused. Like, no wonder they're throwing in the towel. I'm done. Women caused this. You cannot have your cake and eat it too. You cannot scream at men and say that they are the worst thing that ever happened to the entire world while still wanting a relationship with one of them. And you're not going to get it when you treat them that way. That's why they are all leaving. Now, here's the first TikTok that I saw about this like passport bro thing. This is a conversation some people were having.
When you pay attention to the passport bros, like they're
this is
getting
like the most
women from like
famous
the DR,
clip that gets
Colombia,
stitched
the
so much.
Philippines, Thailand, like women that can speak very little English, women that don't have education.
They are raised to be wives.
Mm-hmm.
They learn everything from birth, from their father, from their mother, how to be a wife and how to support your man.
Women that need them.
It's not even women that need them. It's women that treat them with respect.
So we don't.
Y'all know y'all don't.
It's so good. It is so good. I mean, that's a perfect example. Like the Western women, they're pissed about it. They're bitter. They're projecting. And they're also appallingly ignorant and actually racist. Like that is like the definition of racist. Oh, they don't really speak English. They're not, educated. You are so high up on your horse that you really think Western women are the shit. And they are the only ones who can read and speak English. Like,
I love it, dude. Like, oh man, hearing this little white girl talking about like everything is just hilarious to me. Super hilarious.
Calm down. America's literacy rate is in the actual trash. You're not as great as you think you are. And everything that those men were saying was absolutely true.
Correct.
Women in these other countries are raised to be more traditional. And in America, we're, in the middle of a dumpster fire. No wonder they're going elsewhere. Uneducated. A lot of these countries that they mentioned have a more strict school system than the U.S.
100%. Asian countries are so far advanced in education system. Even these third world countries. My perfect example, I wasn't raised in an Asian country. My friends were. When I was in middle school, my friend came straight from Thailand. The math that we were learning 3 years later, he already learned in Thailand. That's how far their math system is compared to where our math is. We're learning algebra, basic algebra in middle school. They learn basic algebra in elementary school and they master it. They don't just let kids go forward. They have to actually master these skills before these kids can go forward. They have to test forward. Japanese countries, you actually have to test into a good high school. It's not a given.
Most places would these days. Somebody else said there are universities outside of the United States. I'm wondering if these women hold a degree. Probably not. And if they do, it's in like feminist modern dance studies. It's just arrogant and insulting. But anyway, moving on. Here is a self-professed passport bro in action. This isn't him on a date. This is just like a day in the life of what he's doing as he's being a passport bro out in the world.
A day in the life of a passport bro in the Philippines. First, we knock out some work at remote jobs. We make US dollars overseas, which basically quadruples our money in the Philippines. We ride our scooters over to a remote beach to grab some lunch. The food is delicious and the prices are wild. We partied with some more travelers, made some more friends, and then we wake up in the morning bright and early and start it all again.
And bright and early when they're already working their remote jobs, they are already drinking. I mean, aside from the women and the relationship stuff, the food that this guy is eating, his lifestyle, it all looks great. Although I was thinking about it, and he's probably eating the same meat that a lot of Americans eat because the majority of meat that we get here in the States is actually shipped in from overseas. That's why you need Good Ranchers. Good Ranchers isn't like the other meat delivery services that import a majority of their products from overseas. They're passionate.
I'm actually interested in this meat service. I'm going to let it play.
About delivering the finest 100% American meat right to your doorstep. And here's something special just in time.
Is it grass-fed meat? Because I'm looking for some delivery service for some grass-fed meat.
For Memorial Day. Good Ranchers proudly offers a 10% discount to all past and present service members as a way of saying thank you for their service. In honor of Memorial Day, Good Ranchers is also giving my viewers an exclusive opportunity.
I'm going to have to check this Good Ranchers out.
You can save up to 25% site-wide.
Just like note to men, stay away from like grain-fed meat. It makes us so unhealthy. You know, like if you can get yourself to access to fast grass-fed meat, I know it's more expensive, but you're gonna love yourself for it.
From tender steaks to their better than organic chicken, Good Ranchers has it all and will get it to you just in time for your Memorial Day cookout. So fire up the grill on Memorial Day with your family and friends, knowing that the meat that you're enjoying is not only of the highest quality, but also supports American ranchers and American servicemen. So
I'll take a look at this company. Sounds good to me.
visit goodranchers.com today and use my code Cooper to save up to 25% site-wide. Again, that's goodranchers.com, promo code Cooper. Man is living the dream of many American men, I'm sure. But then here he is on a date. I think this woman is Thai.
Okay, so we did meet in Thailand and ended up going to a music festival together. How many inches are those?
Dude, to me, this girl's gorgeous. You know, for all the men that said she was a ladyboy, I can kind of understand, but she's a gorgeous woman.
Is that? I know TikTok goes crazy about ladyboys, but no, she's not a ladyboy. We matched on Tinder, but it is Thailand. You got to be careful. I actually asked her that question the first time we hung out.
I do not suggest you guys ever do this.
Which seems very abrasive in the moment, just asking if she's a ladyboy, but apparently they'd already been discussing that. And for further context, apparently people have not believed that this man's life is real, and they think that he's just hooking up with a bunch of ladyboys, and a ladyboy is like a common slang in Southeast Asia for a transgender woman prostitute. So he's saying, no, I am not going out with ladyboys. And it's also just offensive that they are claiming that these objectively beautiful women that he's going out with are transgender prostitutes, which is absurd. Again, just people being dicks. But like what we just saw, men like this get a ton of hate for being these passport bros. And this guy in particular has done a ton of responses. And I, in particular, really liked this one. So I want to show you.
People who are trying to shame the passport bros are going to lose. And here's why. They need a moral high ground to shame you from, right? So they frame it as in like, we are actually protecting these poor, uneducated women. Meanwhile, we all know they don't give a flying. I want to say we're exploiting them when there's more exploitation going on to make the iPhones they're messaging from than us taking a girl on a nice date in another country.
Yeah.
What's great is women are actually starting to clap back from these countries, which is amazing because basically their argument infantizes them and calls them all too poor or uneducated to make decisions themselves as grown women. Now, is it our responsibility as passport bros to change the socioeconomic status of the countries we visit? Of course not. I've got so much hate when I started my channel. People tried to cancel me. People were making outrageous claims, and I saw right through it and kept doing what I was doing, and I'm glad you all stuck with me. And if you haters are still here, thank you for all the hate. You're just boosting my comment section. I appreciate you all. I'm not stopping anytime soon.
Like, that guy seems very nice.
He is nice.
Very level-headed, and everything he said was just like straight facts. Somebody said, hey,
dude, when I go to the Philippines, I'm definitely gonna hit him up.
Hating for the fact that these bros are going out of their way to treat another girl that's not them nice, spoiled, and on an old-fashioned date. Somebody else said, passport bros will never be ashamed to stop exploring their option. Let's all fly out. Another person said, I keep my passport ready. Like, these comment sections are filled with men that are like, oh, I want to do this. I want to get out of here. I can't stand the American women. And like he said, women are speaking out about this, and he's also platformed women responding to this hate, like women that he's gone out with. This is one really good one.
The Philippines, Thailand, like women that can speak very little English, women that don't have education.
A lot of these women talking shit on the passport bros have never left the country. It's obvious because the Philippines is one of the countries with the highest levels of English speaking people that I've ever been to.
This doesn't go to every American woman out there. This is just for those who keep on talking shit about us, okay? And if you're insecure about this, if you're threatened in some kind of way, I suggest you work on yourselves instead of talking shit about other people.
So good.
Who doesn't even care about you guys, who doesn't even know you exist.
I think it's hot hearing them like their accent with English. For some reason, I love it when Asian girls have like some kind of accent when they speak English, or they're not from the U.S., so they don't speak so well. I don't know. It's kind of cute.
And y'all kind of seem hard to please and naggy and insecure, and I think that is why man leaves you guys.
It's over. We are screwed.
It's so good. It's also so embarrassing. Like, come on, that's how they look at American women. That we are needy and insecure and hard to please, and that we're just angry that other women treat men better than us. I'm including me in this because I am an American woman, even though I think that I am. I think that I'm better. But still, it's just...
I love that. I love that she included herself, even though she thinks she's better, but she knows she's part of that demographic. I love that. That's great self-awareness. Man, I wish more women were like her. God dang.
It's embarrassing that this is the like global perception of Western women thanks to feminism. Like, she literally left no crumbs. We all need to be more like Filipinas, apparently. The passport bro conversation even made its way to the whatever pod, and this girl sort of had a different take, but it was also really good for another reason, and just started a whole other thing in my head. So let's just watch this.
They want to go be a passport bro, and I'm like, bro,
That's
you're
exactly
fat, you're broke, you don't deserve a traditional wife. You need to level up.
Are you against passport bros, or?
I understand the fundamentals of it for those who have done everything in life to make sure they are a man, but if you're not a man, I don't think you deserve that, honestly. If some other guy who's living here who's never had an idea of what a male figure is in his life, he's going based off of whatever little content he picks from the internet. He's saying, well, I want a traditional wife, but therefore he doesn't even have like a credit score. He doesn't even have like his life in check. He's still driving the hoopty from high school. But you want a traditional girl, like what happens when you bring that girl over here? You're gonna
I don't know. I mean, if I still had the same car from high school, I'd still drive it. I really don't really care for new cars. You know, like, I don't care for a lot of these things, and this is what women are basing shit on. It's just like, you're still driving a hoopty from high school, and I don't want to spend money on another car. It still works. There's no issues with that.
basically make her a Western woman, and she's gonna realize like this guy really doesn't have his shit together. Now she's gonna cheat on you.
I mean, did she lie? Like, absolutely not.
I don't think
this
so.
also goes for the American, Western men that are just staying here and not becoming passport bros, because you can want a traditional woman and somebody who's going to stay home and, raise your kids and respect you and follow you. But first, you have to be deserving of that trust and respect. And I think
correct. I mean, men, if you want that life, you have to at least produce to be able to provide that life. If not, then prepare for a 50-50 life or move overseas. That's it. There's not very many other options. I mean, you could be submissive and, have her be the breadwinner. I just don't suggest that one. That one's going to be a lot harder than most relationships. At least a 50-50 one, you have some kind of a chance to survive.
I think that there is kind of a gap there with some men where it's like, I want this, but then again, your life is not together. So why would any woman want to follow your lead and step into line with you?
I tend to get smelly when I'm bumping iron. Check it out.
Well, you're smelly.
I remember being younger in my earlier teen years, and it always rubbed me the wrong way when Christians would talk about submitting to their husbands, and I always hated that. And that was kind of when I was a little more of I kind of liked feminism, but I didn't really understand much of third wave feminism, but it did always kind of rub me the wrong way. And then I realized that I was just surrounded by, number one, immature teenage boys, but also I had seen a lot of deadbeat male figures in my life, and men who were not worthy of submitting to and trusting, and realizing that there were.
That would be the other part of why women just can't seem to grasp the submissions part. Most women themselves have not seen or met many men that they have the ability to submit to. So, and they probably have tried it once or twice and have failed, and then now they're like, well, I'm not going to submit until the man shows me something to submit to. So there is another side of that whole submission thing. I still think that women have an issue with it and they think it's slavery, but I think most women have tried somewhat of it, but they did it with the Chads and the Tyrones that fucked them over. So now they're like, well, the men I wanted, I submitted to, and I still didn't get them. Why would I ever do it again? Kind of thing. And that's where I think most women in their mid-20s later, have this particular attitude.
Men out there totally changed my perspective on all of this. Somebody commented and said, a woman can only step back into a traditional role if the man can be a provider, a traditional husband. If not, she has no choice but to step up. So the lesson is, passport bros, get it together as well. If you're going to go to another country expecting to...
She's fucking stating what you guys need. We need to step up. You can't just go to another country and do whatever. No, you still got to be a provider. You still got to do fucking things. You still have to be on your grind and on your purpose. You got to provide a great family. Don't be fucking cheating, motherfuckers. Like, there's no reason to. Like, if you're going to find a good wife that's going to do everything for you and you're going to cheat on her, fuck you.
To find a woman who is traditional and is so put together and is so feminine and is so perfect, you have to also play the role that she is expecting and that she deserves. Because according to the comments, the ladies over there are not impressed yet. Somebody said, facts, passport bros are birds. They're just lazy and don't want to improve in the U.S. And somebody else commented and said, as somebody who grew up in immigrant communities in the U.S., passport bros are always cheated on and never taken seriously. And then the poster of that video said, exactly. And then I have one last video for you, and it's kind of a joke, but it also drives the point home, and the caption of the comments were just great, so we're just going to watch it really fast.
Never tell your exes you guys are traveling. Don't tell them. Because this shit's going to happen.
Oh my God.
The man's just trying to have a good time and live his life. You're interrupting everybody's flight.
Very traditional. You guys get the point, but somebody commented and said, even when flying, passport bros can't escape. Another person said, well, if this doesn't sell the passport bros concept, nothing will. Another one, I see why he is trying to fly away. Another one, what man wouldn't love to be married to her? Guaranteed a peaceful, stress-free life. So the message here for everybody, number one, for Western women, get it together, or we're going to send all the men running to the hills. And men, if you are going to be a passport bro, which I understand, I know where you're coming from. It makes total sense. But if you're going to be a passport bro and you're going to go after all of these high value traditional women, step it up, because they deserve the same respect that you want. The same respect that you don't think you're getting here in the US.
I agree.
So make sure you level up.
Ooh. That was some good chow. I loved her view on things. It actually opened up my mind a little bit about a few things too. I wish more Western women were like her, like how they view it as, oh, it's a bad thing that men are leaving. We might have to fix something or might have to do something, right? Instead of just good riddance, they're dusties, blah, 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 blah already. You know, like this is an actual discussion back and forth. She did discuss, you know, man, men need to step up. A good chunk of men need to step up. That's why a good chunk of women are just the way they are, because of the chunk of simps that kind of ruin everything in the market, right? But it is what it is. So please like and subscribe down below. I'd really appreciate it. And I'll catch you guys next time. It's chow time.